Hello traders, today is October 24th. We're going to be focusing on the Trade Scalper. Today, the Trade Scalper method is based on price action. We're going to look at the next signal live. I'm going to show you exactly how to take it and see what happens. Maybe we'll have 2-3 signals. Now before we begin, remember that trading is risky. Please don't trade with funds you cannot afford to lose. There are risks involved with trading. So far today you see that there are a number of signals. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 short signals, all indicating that the financials, at least the E-mini S&P, are all heading south. Now that doesn't mean that we may not get a long signal. If the market reverses, then we'll definitely see long opportunities. But for right now, every single signal that we've seen for the last hour or so is just a short. Now, based on price action, this method can be traded on any market. So the questions on the emails and in the live training I get are usually, can I trade this on crypto? Can we use the NASDAQ? Can I use this on stocks? And the answer is yes. So price action methodology can typically be traded on any market. Now you have to avoid markets that are slow, or you have to avoid the times when the market is typically slower, like overnight or after hours, where it's not worth trading. But during the day, the US session or even the London session, which is at 8 o'clock or 8:30 in the morning London time, 3 a.m. Eastern, it's a great time to trade because the volatility is strong. Now, there are a couple of rules involved with the Trade Scalper, so we have to be careful on the stop, the target. So we teach all that. It's included with the program. And actually, the program teaches you how these methods and how the signals are created. So it would put you ahead of the game, so you actually know in advance. You see a signal, you wait for the signal using the indicator, or like you see here, the most recent signal here, about 42.63 to go short. It's indicating to you, go short, it's time to go short. Everybody who has the Trade Scalper software and understands how this is traded has the same exact method. So the good thing is that there are no optimization. So what I see is what you see, what everybody sees, all at the same time. So this trade short on the E-mini S&P, about 42.63, you're short. Now let's talk about the targets and the stops and how to manage this trade. So typically when you think about scalping, you always want to go for a small profit target at least before thinking about trailing a stop. So getting in and getting out, whether that's 2 points, 2.5 points, which is 8 ticks, 10 ticks, based on the current volatility, that's what you're going to use. Now what I like to teach is using the ATR, the average true range, and that tells me what type of target and what type of stop I should be using. So this is all explained in other videos and also explained in the program. And when you join up with the Trade Scalper program, you get instant access to training or pre-recorded training videos, so you get started right away and understand how this works. Now, if you missed this trade here at 42.63, don't worry about it. There's plenty of signals. So the good thing about the Trade Scalper is we have plenty of signals. So if you were on the phone, if you're not paying attention, and the signal indicated to go short, but you missed it, the last thing that you should be doing is trailing or chasing it, I should say. You don't want to be chasing this market. So if you missed it, you missed it. We're already at 42.59, 42.60, and this is 3 points away already from where you would have entered. So there's no real reason why you should enter at this point. If you missed it, you missed it. Let's look at the next trade that's going to come, whether it be long or short. Show you next is the settings for the Trade Scalper, really the back end of the indicator. Now the good thing about this is that it's very simple. There aren't a lot of factors to optimize. You have this option for the first trade only. You can show the double wick signal, which is one of the signals that it produces. You can show the text. So we have a few different options. Everything looks good to me, and now it's just a matter of waiting for the next trade based on the rules. Alright, so here we are. Still the only trade so far is a great short position at 42.63 quarter. A great opportunity to just hold on to it, and now there's a new signal, 42 46.50. So you can see that there is a new signal to go short. It's good when you have multiple signals in a row that are always in the same direction. That means that we have a strong trend. And so we've had a number of short signals, no long signals, just short signals. And now I'm going to actually show you placing a trade using a limit order. Limit orders do not carry any type of slippage. If you use the market order or MIT order, you could get slippage. So I'm using a limit order, trying to get the exact price, which is now 42.46 quarter. Okay, so I got this short entry. I have very simply a 2-point target and a 2-point stop. So I have 8 ticks that I'm going for in either direction for a target and a stop. And once it hits my target, I'm all out. Now, some traders like to trail a stop. As you can see, the previous signal was great to trail a stop. Now, you never really know if the market is going to allow that, trailing a stop. So if you do decide to trail a stop, you have to have a method and a management system. If it goes in your favor, remember to tighten up your trailing stop. So it's a good idea, if you are going to trail a stop, have a reason. If most of the signals are all in and out or choppy, then you wouldn't trail a stop. But a day like today, where the market is in a similarly trailing kind of fashion, where there's a trend, then you're going to want to just take a little bit more. You don't have to take a lot, just take a little bit more. So on this specific trade here, so far it's just one contract. As an example, $25, $50. This is a great way for you to practice. Start off with one contract, whether it be a micro or an E-mini. The Trade Scalper utilizes a very simple functionality, tight stops. You get in, you get out, unless you want to trail a stop. So that's always good to know and good to understand. Now, the last thing I want to cover on this is how long to stay in a trade. Sometimes you may want to stay longer in a trade because you're waiting for a larger profit target. In this case, I don't want really a large profit target. I want a small target or a tight target, 8 ticks. It's not a lot. It's 8 ticks, 2 points. So relatively speaking, we should achieve the 8 ticks or 2 points sooner rather than later. We don't want to hold on to this. I always say there's no reason to hold on to a trade like this for an hour. If it goes in your favor, it should go in your favor immediately. There's no reason to hold on to a losing trade or trades that is just still at break even for an enormous amount of time. It's not worth it. So right now, this is about the third candle. Remember, this is a minute chart, so we're talking about 3 minutes so far. So what we teach is having a time-based stop. A time-based stop focuses on achieving your profit target as soon as possible and then closing the position if it doesn't happen. So 4 or 5 candles is what I call a time-based stop on a 1 minute chart. It's not always the same if you're using a larger time frame or tick charts or a range chart, for example, because the time is different on those charts. But on a minute chart, 4 or 5 minutes, we should be in profit territory. It should not be at a loss or break even, or we say close the position. So even though we have the 8 tick stop and we have the 8 tick target, this trade could be closed out at a winner at just a few ticks or at a loser at just a few ticks, not the full stop. So that's something that not a lot of traders think about. They say, well, it's either the full stop or the full target. And instead, what we think about is, if we close the position, are we still making money on this trade? So it's almost hitting our target. So in this case, 2 points, 8 ticks, $100, and it was hit. So this is another trade that was successful for today. There's a number of short trades that were all winners, all successful. This is just the most recent one. Let's take a look at the very next signal and see what happens with that. All right, so a few minutes later, here the market starts to turn around. It's starting to go up. It still could be a long or short position. And what we're going to see now is a signal to go long, 42.49 quarter. So if you're watching this live, if you have the signal on your chart, if you know what the entry is going to be, there's no real worries about this. It's a long position, enter long, not too far away from 42.49 So even if you entered at 42.49.50 or 42.49.75, it's fine. What we don't want to do is chase the market. We're avoiding entering at a worst possible position. And if the market retraces back a little bit and if you're able to get even a better price, fantastic. Take that as well. As long as the market doesn't run away from you and you're chasing it, because you're at a disadvantage at that point. So now the market starts to come back a little bit. So now we have a good opportunity here to go long. So those of you who are following along, have the TradeScalper program, have the software. This is it. This is your entry to go long 42.49 and a quarter or 42.49.50. Within a tick or two, it's not the end of the world. Now, I'm still using the same idea. A tick target, a tick stop. We don't want to go too crazy with the targets and the stops. Obviously, when you think about getting in and getting out, it's taking your money and run. And if it goes against you, we don't want to lose a lot of money as well. So if this trade becomes a losing trade, then I know exactly what my stop is. It's there. You're not supposed to move it. Don't adjust it. Don't add to a losing position. Don't do any of those things that you sometimes feel like doing. We're going to avoid that. So 42.49 quarter, the same idea. 4 or 5 bars, time-based stop. If this does not go in my favor, if it doesn't hit my target, make a decision to get out of the trade. So now we're waiting for the time-based stop. Let's see what happens. So the market is continuing to go in our favor. It's only been 3 or 4 bars. There's a second signal there. You'll see double wick long. So this is a second opportunity to go long if you're not long already. The Trade Scalper offers you 2 distinct entry signals. And so one is the regular signal and the second one is a double wick long. And so we had this. We had a second signal to go long. I like that. I like when there's multiple signals back to back that are going in the same direction. So they're both long. That's great. And now it's just a matter of it pushing through up to the target. Now, if it's hitting resistance, if you're at the highs of the days, those are all things that come with experience where you may not want to wait for that target because it's maybe bouncing off resistance if it's just testing the highs of the day like a double top. But we're not at the highs of the day here. So we're hitting the target and push through. The target was hit. And now we're finished. Second trade, successful, taken live. Let's take a look at a third one. I'll let this play out. I've already taken enough trades for today. I'm just going to let the system run, and you guys can see what the next signal happens to be and if it was successful or not. Okay, I'll let it just play out on its own. If you have any questions, visit Daytradetowin.com. We offer the Trade Scalper as a standalone program, or if you'd like to get all our courses and software in a complete package, we also have the Accelerated Mentorship Program, which includes all of the programs, including the autopilot trading system, the Trade Scalper, the Atlas line, the At the Open, all in one complete package, and it's at a reduced price. So if you're interested in that package, visit Daytradetowin.com, email me if you have any questions, and I'll see everyone at the next video. If you're new to day trading and want to learn more on the benefits of trading the markets, visit Daytradetowin.com, join the next mentorship class starting later this month, and subscribe to the Day Trade to Win YouTube channel. We focus on price action and we work exclusively with new and beginner traders who want to learn more on how to prosper from trading.